Hi students, it's Mr. Rank here. Here's your next lesson. It actually should say day 90. Let me change that, sorry about that. So this is day 90's lesson, which is solving linear systems by elimination. So what I'd like you to do right now is just write down what I just highlighted, day 90, solving linear systems by elimination, and the objective, the goal for today is being able to solve linear systems by elimination. So please pause the video and write that down. Okay, so we're doing the same idea here as before. We are trying to figure out where the lines cross through this thing called elimination. That means we get rid of a line, or get rid of a variable to figure out what the other variable is worth. Okay, so same idea as before, as the lesson a couple days ago. Except today we're not going to multiply 1, we might have to multiply 2. So I'll show you a couple of them, and then you're going to do a couple of them, and then we'll be done. Okay, so in this one, we got 5x minus 2y is equal to 48. And then we got 2x minus 3, or plus 3y is equal to negative 23. So I'm trying to find numbers I can eliminate. 5x and 2x. If I add them together, I get 7x. If I subtract them one from the other, I get either 3 or negative 3. So that doesn't work. And then if I look at the y's, we got negative 2y and positive 3y. If I add them together, we get positive y. If you subtract it, you get negative 5y. So that doesn't work either. So now I have to figure out what I can multiply. Ask myself, is there anything I can multiply with 5 to get 2? No. Is there anything I can multiply 2 with to get 5? No. Is there anything I can multiply negative 2 with to get 3? No. Is there anything I can multiply 3 with to get negative 2? No. So now we have to find a common multiple. So I like picking small numbers. So the idea here is, if I take my find a common multiple for a variable, then I can find a common number to subtract or add, and then we can eliminate that variable. So if you look here, we got negative 2y and positive 3y. Couldn't I take the first equation and multiply it by 3, and take the second equation and multiply it by 2? If you think about it, what's negative 2 times 3? It's negative 6, right? And what's 3 times 2? Positive 6. So that's definitely what we want. We want negative 6 and positive 6 together. So what I'm going to do is multiply this first equation. So we got 5x times 3 is going to be 15x. 2 times 3 is negative 6y. And negative 48 times 3 is negative 144. I'm going to do the same thing with second equation, multiplying it by 2, and you get this new equation here. Okay? Then you'll notice that the y's are now the same, right? So I could combine them together, either adding or subtracting. So I'll start with add, right? And I'll think, is negative 6y plus positive 6y going to be eliminating it, the variable? Yep, it will. It becomes 0y. So we got 15x plus 4x is 19x. Negative 144. Oh, sorry, it's going too quickly here. Negative 144 plus negative 46 is negative 190. Okay, so be careful. That's where you're going to struggle, is adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. Then we're going to divide both sides by 19, and you get x is equal to 10. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is we want to put negative 10 back into one of the original equations. Since it's x is equal to negative 10, I'm going to put it into something as a small x. So over you have 2x and 5x. I like the second one better because it's smaller. I just got to multiply by 2. So I'm going to take this whole second equation now and bring it down, not with the 2, but just the whole second equation. We got 2 times x, which is negative 10. Okay, and then we're going to start working this out. Negative 20 plus 3y is equal to negative 23. And we work it out. We're going to add 20 to both sides here. And then we have 3y is equal to negative 3. Divide both sides by 3, and you get y is equal to negative 1. And then you get this nice number here. And check it out, that's where the lines cross. And of course, you can check your work at the end. Alright? So that's number 1. Okay, number 2, same idea. So, number 2, I want to figure out what do I need to, or what can I eliminate. So I'm going to look at my x's, 5x and 3x, Can I add them together? If I add them, we get 8x. If I subtract them, we get 2x. Okay. Same thing with negative 2y and positive 5y, which is 3y. We can add them, we get 3y. We can subtract them, we get negative 7y. So that doesn't work. Then I ask myself, is there anything I can multiply 5 with to get 3? Nope. Anything I can multiply 3 with to get 5? Nope. Anything I can multiply negative 2 with to get 5? No. Anything I can multiply 5 with to get negative 2? No. So now we're have to multiply both of them. We have to find a common multiple. So an easy way to do this, we could either focus on your x's or y's. The x's have 5 and 3, but that's 15. And then if we multiply them, or we could do the y's, we got negative 2 and 5, which is 10. That's a smaller number than 15. So I'm going to multiply this first one by 5 and the second one by 2, okay? Then I'm going to multiply these across. I'll do this first one first. So we got 25x minus 2y is equal to 55. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply the second one also. And we got these two new equations. And notice that my y's now are the same, okay? Which is awesome because I could put parentheses around the second equation and I could add the second equation because I know negative 10 plus 10 is going to be 0. It eliminates. So I know I'm in the right direction now. So I'm going to add everything together and start working out the problem here. So when I did, I got 31x is equal to 93. Divide both sides by 31, and we get x is equal to 3. Then I want to plug this back into one of the original equations. It's x, so I want to figure out what x is being multiplied less. So the first one's 5 times x, so I'm going to have to multiply x by 5. Or I can multiply x by 3. I like the second one because I can multiply by a smaller number, which will be a little bit easier. It doesn't matter which one you pick, it just matters if you work it out correctly. Okay, so I'm going to pick the second one. So plugging this in there, I'm going to write out the equation and then multiply it. 3 times 3 is 9. Bring down the rest of the equation. Subtract 9 on both sides, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 5, and then I get my answer, which is super nice, right? 3, 2. So plug that into our final answer, and that's where the lines cross, okay? So why don't you take a moment, hopefully you've been writing this down as I went, pause the video and catch up. You don't need to write the steps, they're the same steps as before, so, okay? And here we go, let's pause the video. Okay, so you should have paused the video. I'm going to ask you to do a couple of problems, so pause the video again, and then I'm going to show you the answers here. So please pause the video, work it out, and then try. And then if you don't get it, we could talk about it tomorrow, okay? Okay, so you should have already tried these. I'm just going to show you the answers here. So your answers are 14, 23, and 2, 6 on the second one. So these are more challenging, right? A lot of practice. Okay, so tomorrow we'll come back, we'll test you in the morning, and if you do, if you're getting it, then we'll know that you're on the right track and we can move forward. Okay, anyways, thank you so much, kids. We'll talk to you in the morning. Bye bye.